Hello and welcome. Today we're diving deep into the Texas Gulf Coast real estate market, zeroing in on the stretch from Surfside Beach all the way to Treasure Island. Now, in March 2026, things got interesting. Only 8 homes actually sold, while a whopping 216 are still sitting on the market. That huge gap, that's the key to understanding everything happening right now. So let's break it all down. I want to start with just one number. If you're going to remember anything from this, remember this number, because it is the single most important figure for understanding this market. That number is 27. So, what in the world does that mean?
Well, it means we have 27 months of housing supply. Now, to give you some perspective, a normal, healthy, balanced market, that's usually around 6 months of supply. We're at more than 4 times that. This isn't just a buyer's market. It is an overwhelmingly buyer's market.
And this 27-month reality, it really sets the stage for everything else. It's what defines the negotiations, it dictates the timelines, and it makes it crystal clear who holds all the cards in pretty much any transaction right now. So let's be super clear about what we mean by months of supply. It's actually a pretty simple idea. If, starting today, not a single new home was put up for sale, it would still take 27 months, that's over 2 years, to sell everything that's currently on the market. It's the ultimate measure of just how much is for sale versus how little is actually selling. And this slide right here perfectly illustrates the consequence of all that supply. You see, the median asking price for a home on the market is $460,000. But the median sale price for the homes that actually sold in March, $367,000. That's a nearly $100,000 gap. That is the market pushing back hard and telling sellers where the real value is.
But here's where it gets really interesting. That huge price gap? It's not the same across the board. In fact, when you dig into the numbers, you find there are really 2 completely different markets running at the exact same time. You've got the market for entry-level homes, and then you've got a whole different world for luxury properties.
So on one side of things, you have this reality. If a coastal home is in that more affordable range, and this is the key, it's priced correctly from the very beginning, it's not just sitting around. Buyers are out there, and they are absolutely ready to move on those homes.
But then you look at the other end of the spectrum, and it's a totally different story. These huge multi-million-dollar homes, they are not impulse buys. That one special buyer who wants that exact property absolutely exists, but finding them, well, that's a game of patience, not a game of speed.
Okay. This table tells the whole story. Just look at the hard data from actual sales in March. We had an entry-level home sell for $200,000 in just 78 days, and it got 100% of its asking price. Now compare that to a luxury sale, $2.6 million, but it took 492 days to sell. That's more than a year and 4 months, and in the end, it sold for only 90% of its original list price. This isn't someone's opinion. This is the market data spelling out 2 completely separate realities.
All right, so now let's see how this price divide actually plays out on the map. Because these gaps aren't just between different types of houses. They're also between communities that are sitting right next to each other on the coast. And boy, does location make a difference. In Surfside Beach, your median list price is hanging out around $430,000. Go just next door to Treasure Island, and it jumps up over $500,000. But then you get to a luxury spot like Tortuga Sands, and the median price just explodes to over $1.6 million. It's like each neighborhood is operating in its own little financial universe.
And you know what's really wild? The insane diversity even within one single town. Take Surfside Beach. It has the most homes for sale, right? Well, you can find properties listed there for as low as $140,000 and as high as $3.1 million. That just shows you the incredible range of opportunities for buyers and the challenges for sellers, all in the same zip code. And hey, if you think the housing market is tilted towards buyers, you have got to look at the market for land. There are 114 empty lots for sale right now, and only 1 sold last month. This is where pricing is everything, and you can see it right in the numbers. The median lot price in Surfside is literally double that of Treasure Island. So, after looking at all this data, the massive inventory, the huge price gaps, the differences between towns, it all boils down to one single, unavoidable message that the market is screaming right now. It really begs the question, doesn't it? With all these different stories playing out, these different tiers and price points, what's the one truth that cuts through all the noise? What is the market actually trying to tell us? And here it is. This is the single biggest thing to take away from all of this. The market isn't being personal. It's not trying to punish sellers or be unfair. It is simply reflecting the reality of supply and demand with brutal, data-driven honesty. The price has to be right, or the property is going to wait. It's really as simple and as complicated as that.